Good morning, everyone, and welcome into our Red Earth production studio. It's another day for tips from TTO, and as always, we have our resident TTO expert, Megan Wallander. How are we doing today, Megan?
Good. How are you?
Doing fabulous. Megan is the accounting and payroll specialist for the tax office, working with Greg Hansen over there. Megan, we got a couple things to go through, a few things to go through, a couple things to go through today, right?
Yeah, but they're big points. Big
points. So let's jump right in and try and tackle these things down for people. We've got some information talking about, again, the payroll deferral program, right?
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead. We left off last time talking about the payroll deferral program. What do we got new? Anything new on the horizon here?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say new on the right horizon. However, there are just a couple of points that we really want to discuss and get out there. Information that might not be, it's public, but sometimes it's hard to find, and sift through all of the information out there on all
Government
of the websites out there.
Right?
Absolutely. So one of the big things is a lot of corporations, a lot of businesses are discussing, do we take advantage of the deferral or don't we? I think the biggest decision or the biggest thing that I want to push forward is have you had a meeting with your staff? Have you sat down? Have you talked with them? Have you brought them together and discussed and listened to their feedback, their views, and get kind of a collective? It brings them into the conversation and lets them be a part of it. I'm a firm believer on team building that way. And then you can make an educated decision based off of what your company needs and what your employees view as well. So I think that's very important.
I want to make a point right there. I think what you just said there, just kind of squirrel off the track here, but I think it's important what you said as far as team building. Just to make sure if you're an employer and great team building tools to make sure that your folks feel like they're part of the conversation, that you're
absolutely,
you're talking and discussing. These are important issues, right?
Absolutely.
And making sure that your team feels like they're part of that discussion. I know, however people make decisions, that's fine, but informing your staff so they understand that you're working toward the best interests of not only the company, but their best interests as well, correct?
Oh, absolutely. Like you said, you're working. Yes, we all have to make decisions for our businesses. However, considering them and their thoughts and their, I hate to use the word feeling, but their feelings about it, it always gets them more engaged and more, a part of your business, which that's the goal.
Absolutely. So please continue. But I just wanted to jump that in there because I think it's very important.
Absolutely. So, say you have your team meeting and you didn't start it on September 1st. You're not too late. You still can take advantage of that deferral if you choose to. And you got the feedback from your team and when discussed with your partners or your management team, whatever system that you have going on, you can still take advantage of it up until the end of the year, up until that deadline of the deferral memo. And so don't think it's too late. It did start September 1st, but you still can do it within the last half of the quarter going into fourth quarter.
So let me ask you this, Megan. If you're talking with staff and you're looking at this, let's take a couple of pros and cons about this. So you're talking with your staff. I know this is, but people have to know, hey, how am I looking at this? How do I approach this? Let's take a couple of pros and cons. What would be a pro to doing this for your staff?
I think the biggest pro is, on average, you're probably going to put between $800 to $1,200 in. They're going to put $800 to $1,200 into their pockets over the course of this deferral. So that is a huge chunk of change for your employees. Absolutely. However, the and that's a pro for your employee. However, for your company, there are some, black and white, a little bit of gray area there that we do want to make sure that you're aware of. I think the biggest thing is that say that you lose an employee within that time. And then unfortunately, you don't have a forwarding address. You don't have any information to get in contact with him. You will be ultimately responsible for paying that back. So that will fall on you come January 1st. So that can be a con to, say you have an employee that's, kind of on the edge. And that's reality for business owners, with turnover and whatnot. So something to, keep in the back of your head. A positive of the deferral program is that there is a huge possibility that it will be forgiven come January. The current administration did say that they will work very hard to get that forgiven, which is huge because, that would be great for the employer. If elected, he's going to work very hard to get that, and work very hard to actually work on the payroll system, the tax piece of it, not only on the employee side but the employer side as well. So those are huge positives in this deferral program.
But a con on let's look at maybe I guess it would be a con on the employee side that payback, if it doesn't get forgiven, right? You're paying that. You're paying that loan back. You're paying that $800 to $1,200 back through January and April of next year. So you've got all that money coming back out of your paycheck in the following year or in the following months, right? So you have
so they'll be deducting. Yes, you do, and as any business out there, whether you're a corporation, a big corporation like Walmart, or one of your micro businesses here in local St. Charles, businesses do tend to slow down January, February, March. Anybody knows that, and so and it's right after the holiday season, so that's something to take in. You don't want to just think, oh, I can have an extra $1,200 in over the next 3.5-4 months. If it's not forgiven, you will be paying it back, and that's going to be a 12.4% of your paycheck coming out. So something to think about long term.
Yeah. So there's one more point, one more discussion topic we want to get to in this segment, and that is the PPP Payroll Protection Plan loan forgiveness. Okay.
Yes.
So there's some new stuff out. What do we got going on there, Meg?
I think the biggest, the number one new thing out there is that they're starting the process of, is your loan going to be forgiven? Are you going to have some of it forgiven? What does that look like? So banks are starting to roll out their qualifications, and in saying that, contact your bank for your specific guidelines of what you're going to need to produce to the government to be able to get that forgiven or find your percentage or whatnot. Contact your bank first, and then contact your payroll or accounting specialist if you use one, if you outsource it. If not, you'll need to gather that information up through your payroll records and accounting records. Every loan had certain specifications, different things for your business and what you needed at that time of your application. So contact them first, and then contact your payroll specialist, because we don't know.
So that's a big point. So if they're calling you and you're going to be going, look, we're not ready to go there. We need this information. Right. We need this information from the bank, from the loan specialist, or whoever that may be that you dealt with prior to you coming to whoever does your taxes, right? Right.
Your payroll specialist, your accounting specialist, whoever you outsource that to.
And if you do it yourself, you might be, looking for some.
You might be a little in over your head, so give us a call. I mean, it's a lot.
Because it is a lot, isn't it? It's a difficult process. It's not just something that, check mark a box here, check mark a box there, correct?
No, it's way more than a couple of check marks. As always with the government. So
So that is all those things coming about right now. So be very, that payroll protection plan, if you're coming up to this, it's get ahead of it. Basically what you're saying.
Yes, stay ahead. Yes. We highly recommend that.
Because let's finish off this session with we got tax return extensions due
Deadlines.
Tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow at midnight. So yes, Greg is on full alert, full steam ahead to get the extensions done. And then October 15th will be the extension for personals as well. So those deadlines are coming up.
So October 15th is the deadline for extensions on personal.
So 15th.
If you filed an extension October 15th, make sure you're thinking about that. Business, any business that filed an extension, if you haven't thought about it, whatnot, tomorrow at midnight's the deadline, right?
Yep. No more time. You're done.
So anything else, we've got a couple minutes here, that you'd like to let the folks know what's going on, anything that you'd like to add to the two topics that we brought today?
I would just say, emphasize on what you said, stay ahead of it. There are a lot of things coming down the pipeline. We have a big election coming up. So there's going to be lots of new information out there, depending on what administration either continues or, signs up for the mass hand of the White House. So stay ahead of it. If you have questions or whatnot, don't hesitate to reach out to whoever does your taxes or your payroll. If you don't have anybody doing that, give us a call here at the tax office. That is what we specialize in.
Absolutely. All right, folks. Payroll deferral program, payroll protection plan, all these things. If you were involved in that, hey, great information as always, Megan. We appreciate you being with us. And hey, folks, until next time, everybody have a great day in the Lord. And remember, don't wait. Taxes, all of that stuff. Don't wait. Don't put it off. Get ahead of it.
Doesn't sneak in.
Hey, we'll see you next time, folks.